Hi, this is Paul Slack. It's Good News Planet. I'm speaking to Dr. Morry Waksberg. Hi, Morry. How are you?
Good. Thanks very much. And you?
Well, I'm good. Thank you.
Good.
You know, I got an opportunity to meet you recently at a Lenny's Deli Shabbos dinner here in the Los Angeles area and the Westwood area, and I learned that you're running for a political office. You are an MD, and I hear it is said that and a great one. You've helped a lot of people with their eyes. Is that right? Something like that?
That was my day job for many, many years. I enjoyed it. Was able to help patients and have a few laughs at the same time.
Okay. Why'd you go into medicine?
Well, I think a big part of it is that my parents were both Holocaust survivors, and I grew up with kind of a feeling of their sadness from their losses of family members, and I remember my mother kind of tearfully lighting the Shabbos candles and praying, and I didn't know exactly what they'd been through as a little boy, but I knew they'd been through some difficult things. I developed, I think, a very strong sense of empathy and compassion, and part of what we all do is try to solve the challenges of our childhood and kind of bring joy to our parents. And I learned the importance of helping people and solving problems and being a physician. The Jews didn't have politicians and didn't have various other professionals, but the greatest thing you could do was to become a doctor or a rabbi, going back to my grandparents' times especially. And I worked hard and, thank God, became a physician, ophthalmologist, did a lot of eye surgery. And I think there was always a eagerness and a passion to help people with problems make their life a little better, and I had great pleasure in it. It brought me years and years of contentment and happiness and great relationships with very, very good people.
Now, I heard, that kind of wisdom being brought to your, I guess, let's call your next endeavor in life, which is a political endeavor, and but it was actually in a very humanistic way, and it inspired me to ask, can I interview you and share this? What area and what are you running for, and why are you doing it?
Well, thank you for the kind words. That's what I try to be, is humanistic, and we're all human, and that means to connect with the best part of our fellow man and women. I'm running in it's called the 54th Assembly District in California. There's 80 assembly districts in the state of about 36 million people. The area covered in my district is Westwood, UCLA, undergraduate, med school, law school, engineering school, some of the brightest people in the country. And then I have the Veterans Hospital, which is one of the best in the United States, and Westwood, West LA, Century City, which a lot of people outside the state even are very familiar with, Culver City, and then some areas south, Inglewood, Baldwin Hills, Mar Vista, and Palms. So it's kind of west of the Beverly Hills area and just inland from the ocean, going from Westwood to the north and then all the way south to past the freeways and in an area that very different economic demographics, people who really need help. So I'm happy that I can help people that are fortunate and, in some ways, more importantly, the people that are very needy.
Well, and tell us what are you running for?
Why I'm running?
What position?
I'm running for assembly. So each of the 80 assembly districts, in the federal government we call it the House of Representatives. In New York, I'm not sure what the lower house is, but there's usually a higher body called the Senate. So in California, there's the Assembly, which is the equivalent of the House of Representatives, and then there's the California State Senate, which is the equivalent of the U.S. Senate. So what I'm running for is the Assembly District, the 54th, and what Assembly men and women do is they are involved in all the state supervised issues, or for the state constitution, what the state does, which is, as you know, different from the city, the county, then there's the state, and then there's the federal government. So each have certain jurisdiction and certain responsibilities, and the state has a huge part in education, in health care, which is I think the biggest issue out here is this health care and the Affordable Care Act, which some people call Obamacare, and then the environmental issues. Education is huge. And coalitions, how completely different peoples, because this district is a melting pot. There's 50 different ethnicities. There's multiple different languages. There's a huge percentage of Latino, white, black, and Asian, and there's breakdowns within each of these, as you know. Mm-hmm. So part of the job is to represent all these different 500,000 people and do only what's best for them. As a physician, it's really actually very easy. Good physician does only what's good for his or her patients. Nothing else comes into play. There's no other factors that should be involved in that decision. An excellent elected official who is a public servant, and those two words are not uttered enough, but our job is to be a servant to the public and solve their problems. So that's kind of what I will do, and I'm running as an independent, which means I don't have to be accountable or listen to the opinion of the head of the Democratic Party or the head of the Republican Party, and the only consideration is what's best for the people in the district, and I have the experience as a physician doing that. I'll do that as an elected official, and I think the people across the country are frustrated that they, unless they're very wealthy or they're part of a big corporation or a big lobbying interest, don't have the kind of representation that they deserve, and that the state of California, state of New York, every state constitution and the United States Constitution call for them to have equal representation. So I think it's pretty obvious to everyone that they don't have equal representation. And what's great about this country, it was created and developed to make sure each and every citizen had equal representation and his or her voice was heard, whether he was poor or Bill Gates. No difference. Mm-hmm. Each person gets one vote and deserves 1/500,000th the time and energy of their representative.